It's time for the 49ers Rush Podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
What is going on, faithful? Good gosh. Here we are. I mean, it's the end of March, and the 49ers are still at the forefront of the NFL conversation, and we just keep getting more and more stuff coming out. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. This is good for John Chapman. But at the same time, it's just, oh my gosh. 1 year ago this past weekend, so what's that, 1 year and 2 days, the 49ers traded up for number 3 in the draft. They select Trey Lance, all that stuff. But even before Trey Lance was even in the equation, life went crazy for 49ers fandom. It was pick a side. It was all these things between, one, it was pick a side between the quarterbacks that could be drafted. Trey Lance, right? Justin Fields, Mac Jones, all those things. So that was divisive. Then Trey Lance was selected, and Jimmy G stayed. Then it was pick Jimmy or pick Trey. And that has stayed for a while. I feel like the front office made their choice at the offseason. They chose Trey, but now nobody else is choosing Jimmy G, quite literally. John Lynch met at the owners' meetings today and spoke to the media. And I want to get as close to the actual quote I can as possible. So I'm going to be reading quotes word for word of what John Lynch has said, because I don't want to add to it. I don't want to take away. I want his words to speak for himself. Then I want to break that down. So that's what today's episode is. You know, I did a full episode just before this on D Ford and his time ending, because I wanted this to be a quarter. I haven't talked about the quarterbacks near as much. I'm purposefully, if you look back through my channel, man, I think we're 6 or 7 episodes without talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, because I get it. Yeah, people click on it. I get all those things, and I'm not opposed to some of those things, but there's so much other stuff until today. Today, we got some new stuff. So we're going to be talking about Jimmy Garoppolo and what the trade is or isn't, and what the ramifications are for the 49ers. Thank you, Eli. He says, John, it's awesome, man, to lead the 49ers content. I appreciate that. And all the hashtag CC people, we're giving away some more stuff. This is episode 7. Consecutive shows that we have given away 49ers Rush stuff. So if you haven't already, get your hashtag CC in there. You still qualify. We're going to be giving something away a little bit later in this episode. So check that out. What's up, CJ? How you doing, man? I see you there. And CSL, what's the news? I haven't heard yet. Chapman breaking the news scoop. Well, this is more of a no news scoop. And what I mean by that is, all right, let's start at the beginning of this so that it has the natural flow of the conversation that took place. Lynch started, John Lynch, the general manager, started off. This is the quote, real conversations that were going pretty far along, end quote. They've had conversations with teams. So teams have talked to him about Jimmy Garoppolo and his availability. That's the good news. But none of those trade talks led to an offer being made. Zero offers being made. Not one, not two, not 2 second-round picks, Florio. Where the hell are you at right now? Gee, if you ever message me about I'm not mad at you guys. I take that back. I hate the way I started that. Don't listen to Mike Florio. Or if you see something about the Niners and Mike Florio and Pro Football Talk and all that stuff, just laugh and move on. I blocked him years ago, and it's helped my sanity because the dude has zero clue about what's going on. Mike Florio has the same amount of intel in the 49ers as Jimmy Garoppolo has trade offers. That's all there is to it, which both of those are nil, zilch, nada, doesn't exist. It's fictional, right? Fugazi. I mean, it's fake. It's fake. It doesn't exist. So here's the problem. Why, right? Why is nobody reaching out for Jimmy G and put anything out there? Well, there's a lot of issues there. One, his injury, the timing of his injury, him and his agent, they worked that out pretty well. I don't think Jimmy G's very upset right now. If Jimmy Garoppolo had his way, he'd be released. That's what Jimmy wants. He wants to be cut. He can pick his team and move on. I think that's what he would legitimately prefer. That contract's big. Okay. 25, I think it's 0.4 million if a team takes him. The 49ers are on hook for very little, very, very little. And that's what makes this issue so weird. So many of those trades, whether you look at Matt Ryan, right? The Matt Ryan trade had to get done because he was due that money at 1 p.m. on that day. And so if the Falcons didn't trade him, then they were screwed, right? And so the Deshaun Watson thing screwed them over and put them up against the wall, the Falcons. But hey, they deserved it. You go in for a guy like Deshaun Watson, you deserve all the hell coming your way. So congratulations, Falcons, you played yourself. But there was a contract due date, right? So he was getting paid all that money at 1 p.m. They had to get the trade done that day. Jimmy Garoppolo, guess what? You could go all the way until week 1 of the NFL, of the season. You can go through the draft, okay, which is the next thing that's up. No worries. Nothing's guaranteed. You go through training camp. Nothing's guaranteed. You go through preseason games. Nothing's guaranteed. You can go through the initial 53-man roster. Guess what? Nothing guaranteed until everybody suits up week 1. So everybody that's saying, oh, panic time. You got to trade Jimmy Garoppolo or release him right now. No, you don't. No, you don't. Maybe you should have, and this is the question I think that should the argument be taking place. Should you have released him before free agency started? One, he's injured. You'd have to do an injury settlement. So it's not like you'd get scot-free that $25.5 million back on the cap. You would not have. But that's the big, like, all right, cool. Maybe you should have. But here we are. Shoulda, coulda, would have. Yeah, we should have drafted Tom Brady in the 6th round. We should have drafted Bruce Smith. We should have drafted Reggie White. Why didn't we just, do all those things? That does you no good. That's not what we are. We look forward. What can they do now? Where are the 49ers now? Well, John Lynch has talked about this. And he says, again, let's go back to his words. Quote, there's still teams. I'd say those conversations are fluid. And then we wait a little while, pick back up with his quote again. They probably have slowed down since free agency and everything has kind of been slotted, end quote. You think? Now, I'm not an anti-John Lynch guy by any stretch. Do I think that he is the best general manager in the NFL? No. But, that's funny. Again, they probably have slowed down since free agency. You think so? All the teams you were talking to got QBs, bro. like you could have just said, yeah, well, we were talking to some guys, but they're gone now. So there's no more teams there. Sorry, my John Lynch default voice is a mixture of Kermit and a depressed teacher. Sorry about that. John Lynch is a very positive guy. Now, here we go. Back to John Lynch. Quote, we will continue to listen and see if we can figure something out. And if not, we're comfortable moving forward with it, end quote. Oh, we're going to keep listening. Maybe somebody shows up. Maybe somebody calls. Maybe somebody wants to date us. But if not, we're good. We're good. Tobin, thank you so much. Appreciate the gift on Super Chat. He says, no way that's a plan, right? David Lombardi commentary is head spinning. It's good business to have $27 million backup or stunt Trey's growth. Okay, lots here, man. Appreciate the comment. Appreciate the gift. David Lombardi is about as close to the team as anybody is with the Athletic. He does great work. There's no doubt he is a very pro Jimmy Garoppolo spin guy. He loves Jimmy. Whatever. I love Trey. Like, we all have our biases, and I think he wears his. And I'll consider David a friend. He's come to the 49ers Rush road trip, and I had too many drinks. He helped me get home one night. Probably shouldn't have told that story just now, but shout out to David. He's a good man. Helped take care of me one night. Hashtag can't do shots with fans anymore. It got out of hand. There were too many people at that event. Anyway, that's another story. I'll tell you if you come out to one of the events. It was fun. It's not good to have $27 million as a backup. There's no doubt about that. That's bad. And again, the number's not 27 million. It's 25 and a half. We have 1.4 of that. We don't get back if we cut, release, trade, whatever. So 25 and a half is the correct one. Now, will Jimmy make 27? Yeah, but 1.5 is dead space. Like it's no matter what, it's there. 2, you don't pay that money until week 1. And even then, week 1, it's divided up into per game. So you can divide that up, the cap space, into per game roster bonuses and all those things. So even then, it's not guaranteed. So my thing, okay, I'm going to argue this from both sides, Tobin. Again, this is an awesome question. Awesome comment. You don't save one penny if you release them now or if you release them 4 months from now. Not one. Okay. Now, the opposite side of that is, well, you could spend that money right now on free agents that are still available. That is a legit thing. Yeah, you could. But maybe the 49ers are in a place now where they're happy with their roster, and that money they are planning to use for extensions, a la Debo and Nick Bosa, which I think probably makes the most sense with how they've handled free agency. But yeah, it's not good. Now, the stunting Trey's growth, I don't buy into at all. I think Jimmy Garoppolo on the same team as Trey Lance is a good thing. I believe that. I believe in competition to the fullest. As a coach, as a player, I do not believe in this is your job now, take it and run. I hate that crap. I don't like that at all. That's entitlement, and I think that leads to things I don't like. That's that thing I don't like. But having Jimmy Garoppolo as a backup is a good thing. He'd be the best backup in the NFL. He's got lots of experience. Him and Trey are best friends. We've heard both of them talk about that. No issues there. I don't think it would sow any type of division between the locker room. I don't think it would sow any type of division between the players. I do believe it would sow a lot of division between the 49ers fandom. That's probably the biggest negative. But from an ownership coaching standpoint, who gives a shit, right? We could argue until we're all red in the face. I'm already halfway there. Self-burn. Those are rare. I don't think that really stops anything. So I want those assets and I want that cap. But again, cutting him, releasing him now, trading him, releasing him now is the exact same thing as doing it in August. So we have time. That's 5 months. We got 5 months. So we gotta wait. We gotta wait. Carlos, how about we trade Garoppolo for a player or two? Yeah, that's possible as well. You get a team. Now, here's the issue. Carolina Panthers and the Seattle Seahawks. Those are the only two teams that are like, quote unquote, in need of a veteran quarterback. That's it. Quarterback trades don't happen in the division. Not happening. If Seattle wanted Garoppolo, I would do the trade. Seattle doesn't want Garoppolo. Let me tell you why. Seattle's offense, they have the two of the best deep ball receivers in the NFL, and DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, that they're going to pay a lot of money to. Why the hell would you trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, who is one of the most, I won't say inept deep ball throwers, he just doesn't do it. He just doesn't do it. Why? That doesn't fit. So even if you bypass the Seattle Seahawks, Jimmy Garoppolo hate each other, or 49ers hate each other, which they do, interdivision quarterback trades do not take place. They don't happen. It won't happen. But even if you got past that, not a scheme fit for Seattle. Throw that out the window. Carolina Panthers. All right, now we're talking. They've got cap space. Sam Darnold ain't it. But look where they're drafting. Okay, let me pull up my draft chart. They're drafting rather high. They're picking 6th. Guess what? There are going to be quarterbacks available at 6. I am under the impression that Malik Willis will be gone at pick 2 to Detroit. Kenny Pickett, that could be a good fit for them. I'm going to be real honest. I hope Kenny Pickett goes top 5. I hope somebody trades up in front of Carolina, drafts Kenny Pickett. If that's the case, I think Jimmy Garoppolo and the Carolina Panthers trade will take place that night after round 1. We'll be in Vegas, by the way, for that, which is going to be one of the most entertaining drafts in the history of 49ers thing. I understand we don't have first round pick, but good gosh, all the, when was the last time we had a quarterback traded during the draft? It's going to be crazy. Now, that's the best case for 49ers fans. That's what I think will happen. Now, maybe another team that isn't sold on their quarterback, that sees themselves as a playoff team, doesn't land a developmental quarterback and they'd like Jimmy, or an injury takes place. That's it. If no injuries take place, if Carolina gets one of their quarterbacks in the first round, Jimmy's not being traded. I'm sorry. And he will be here for all of the freaking year. Kyle Shanahan is not trading Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm sorry, releasing. He's not going to release him. John Lynch is not going to release Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't care who you are. That is not happening. Oh, man, I got my receipts. Let me go back to my receipts here, okay? A couple things. I've got a couple. Here's one. This was on March 21st, okay? And again, I keep using this to talk to people, but I want to share my tweets to show everybody. No way Kyle Shanahan will ever release Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't care if there's not a trade market, not going to happen. Now, this is funny. I'm not saying I agree with this choice. Again, this is what I believe they will do. But Kyle will just say, again, this was on March 21st, okay? So this was over a week ago. Quote, having two quarterbacks is a great problem to have. That's what I put out there, right? I put Kyle was going to say that, but here we go. Let's go. Let's go to what John Lynch said today. Quote, I think we're fortunate to have three quarterbacks we believe in, Trey, Jimmy, and Nate. And some people are looking for one. So I think it's position of strength, end quote. I got it like verbatim. The only thing I missed is that they threw Nate Sudfeld in there. And I missed John saying it, not Kyle Shanahan. But good gosh, I don't know, man. Whenever I've watched every press conference they have done since they've been hired multiple times, cutting clips. Juan Solis helps me with that now, but I still watch them before I throw them up there. Yeah, every single one I watch. I've watched every single play, offense and defense, multiple times on all 22. And again, if you're on our Patreon, you see it all the time anyway, right? I understand them. I that's not a brag point. That's kind of sad. But I understand the way they think. And, as a teacher, as a coach, you have to understand how people work. And I'm probably better at that than almost anything else I do. And whenever you understand the way their framework is and who they are, then you can understand why they act in ways and why that makes sense to them. They're not letting Jimmy Garoppolo go. Anybody that's saying he's going to be released, you're wrong. You're wrong. And if he is going to be released, it's going to be it's going to be after the initial 53-man roster. It's going to be that Thursday before week 1 game. If Jimmy gets released, that's when it's going to be. And even then, I don't think it's going to happen. But that's the only time. That's it. Anyway, I love this. Nobody? What about Subway? Yeah, Subway and the Jimmy G commercials are great. Man, I love this. Oh, I'm banking on that story for later, John. Yeah, Shot Jay. Whenever we get some drinks, we'll hang out and I'll behave myself. Punch you in the eye. Should be slap you in the eye after the Oscars, but that's okay. I like the handle. If Jimmy was a top 20 quarterback, we would have at least one more Lombardi. He's not. He can't throw over 10 yards accurately. He can't throw over 10 yards accurately. I think he chooses not to. It's just not a confidence thing. I think Jimmy is a top 20 QB in the NFL. I might be one of the few people that think that he fits in that category, but that doesn't matter to me. I don't care if he's a 10th quarterback in the NFL. I don't care if he's the 8th quarterback in the NFL. If you don't have a top 5 quarterback, you go get a top 5 quarterback. That's what I believe. And I think the 49ers believe that too. But I get it. A lot of people, how do I say this? A lot of people just don't like Jimmy because it's time to move on. And I get it. When you see what's new, when you see what the future holds, you want it now. You don't want to wait and be stuck in the wonder years. You want to go forward. And that's what Trey is. And so when you look at Jimmy Garoppolo, he's the past, which was a great past. Jimmy's not a bad guy. Jimmy's not a bad guy. Jimmy helped us get out of Topsula, Chip Kelly, terrible times. Jimmy is a great guy and should be regarded as a great 49er. That's how he should be seen. I understand why he is not, but that's wrong. And I hope eventually once we get past this, we can look back and say, man, Jimmy helped change the culture here. Really, really did. We could have got Kirk Cousins. God, that grosses me out. Tobin, thanks again for the gift. He says, great answer. Also, don't buy Lombardi commentary stating Jimmy's cap space couldn't have been utilized for an impact player. Yeah, I do agree there. Now, John Lynch was on record saying, I don't have the quote in front of me, but they had to alter what they wanted to do in free agency because of the Jimmy G contract. And then today he said, they were planning for this. right? So yeah, I don't know. That's one of those things that's rough. And here is a quote that I do have. Okay, quote. This is John Lynch. Quote: "We've prepared for this all along. It's not easy, and we'll get creative and we'll figure it out." End quote. This was one of the possibilities, right? Like it doesn't matter what you're doing. You're deciding to go out with the family. Okay, what are some things that could happen? We could go to a restaurant, have a great time, spend a lot of money, or we could go cheap and save some money, maybe not have as good a time. All right, which one do we want to do? Let's do that. I think that's kind of where they're at, right? That's kind of an impromptu analogy, but I think that's what it is. Yeah, Jimmy, ideally, they wanted to get a second round pick for Jimmy and move on, get that cap space, and maybe spend it on an interior offensive lineman or something along those lines. It didn't happen. It did not happen. It didn't happen. Oh, look at you right here. James gets me. Could we see a trade for a first round drafted player for Jimmy G on day 2? No. You had me until you said first round drafted player. Jimmy's not getting a first round pick or compensation. Let's say a team takes, with the 28th player in the draft, they take so-and-so. Let me look at the teams. There's not a quarterback needy team until you get to, I'm looking 32. Nope. All the way 24. Nope. 23. Nope. I mean, good Lord. 20 Pittsburgh. But they got Mitchell Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky and Jimmy Garoppolo don't make sense. They're kind of seen as the same level guys. New Orleans, they got Jameis Winston, a veteran that throws the deep ball. I said for a long time, I didn't really think Jimmy was a fit in New Orleans. I didn't see that. Man, you've got to go 13. Houston, still no. Washington, 11, no. Seattle, 9, we talked about. There's just not teams where Jimmy G's a fit. I think New York Giants, I can see that a little bit, but they got Tyrod. You got Carolina, man. You got Carolina. It's Carolina or bust. It's Carolina or bust. I just can't see it. I can't see it. Frustrates me, man. Frustrates me. All right, before we jump forward, let's talk about the draft, baby. And all this talk about the draft, guys, I poured my heart and soul into this freaking draft party for days 1 and day 2. Come on, go get your tickets if you haven't already. You want to take part in the greatest 49ers draft party that's ever been assembled? Well, head to 49ersrushroadtrip.com and listen to the words of the All-Pro LB1, Fred Warner, who says he's going to be hanging out with us at the Mandalay Bay at the S-Bar for days 1 of the NFL draft. Now, we have tickets available for day 1 and day 2, and we're almost sold out. So, we got a lot of tickets available still. The meet and greet tickets, they sold out. I told you guys to get them. Hopefully, you got them. If not, we still have some general admission tickets where you might have the possibility to meet them if we have some extra time. But that is available. Head to 49ersrushroadtrip.com and go get your tickets. It's going to be incredible. Day 1, drinks, food, everything included with Elijah Mitchell and Fred Warner. And we also have day 2 where we rented out a local brewery. We're going to be hanging out there, having some drinks, talking through all the 49ers picks with a lot of content creators that are going to be there. So quit wasting time. Don't let this sell out and you be left out. 49ersrushroadtrip.com. Go get your tickets now. Man, check this picture out Juan Solis, the beautiful Juan Solis created. I love it. I love it. I hope you guys find a way. Find a way. What's the Jurassic Park? Life will find a way. Like, get your way out there, man. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. Now, I love this. The Gold Rush Niners pod. Shout out to my man, Chris. Man, today was fun. Not much to discuss. I just don't know how many times a team puts a quarterback up for trade and you get nothing. You got 0 offers. It's crazy times that we're in right now. I do think that there is a market for Jimmy. Why is he not traded? The injury, the timing was bad, and 2, the contract. That's a lot of money to settle on a mid-tier quarterback. Now, let's say Jimmy Garoppolo gets cut. He signs with the team. Right now, he'd probably get $10 million, but whenever his contract's up for like a 1-year deal, he'll land with the starting team. If Jimmy Garoppolo was free and could have negotiated, if it wasn't the draft capital plus the contract, Jimmy G would have signed with the team easily. It wouldn't have been tough at all. But the draft capital plus the contract, that's rough when you have guys like Mitch Trubisky, who costs no draft capital and is half against the cap. Or you talk about Marcus Mariota, no draft capital, half against the cap. There are teams that would prefer Jimmy Garoppolo to their starter right now. Probably 5 to 6 of them, to be honest. But whenever you add in the cap and you add in the contract, that's where it gets a little shaky. That's where it gets dicey, right? That's rough. That's rough. All right, here we go. Want to give away another T-shirt. Let's do this. All right, I think this would be fun. Here we go. Where is your favorite place to get a burger? All right. My son is making burgers tonight. He's a good kid. What's up, Mike? He doesn't listen to the show, but just shout out, Mike. Where's your favorite place to get a burger? Usually go with fast food places, things like that. Throw that into the chat, whether that's In-N-Out, Five Guys, whatever. Whataburger. I'm from Texas. That's my favorite spot for sure, for sure. Where's your favorite place? Well, I'll pick a random spot and give away a free T-shirt. So that's going to be there. What's up, George? My man. He says, when Lynch says creative, I hope it excludes risky, creative cap moves. Imagine Jimmy problems extend past this season. Better not. Here's the good news, George. The only way you can restructure or redo a deal is if the player and the team agree. Let me tell you this. Jimmy Garoppolo sees this as he is in prison. He wants out. He wants out. And the 49ers are holding him captive. That's the way he sees it. So I do not see, there's no way. And another question to add on to this, George is the man, by the way. Respect this guy's opinion. If you add on to the fact, like people say, why don't you restructure his deal or he take a pay cut? If you're Jimmy Garoppolo, why would you take a pay cut? Why? You cut me, I can go sign whatever the hell I want. So that's positive for Jimmy. Or you keep me and you pay me $27 million. That's also positive. Why would he choose to take a pay cut? Trey Lance is still here. The front office and coaching staff has already put their respect and kind of eggs behind Trey Lance. So I don't think a pay cut. No way. If you're Jimmy Garoppolo, why the hell would you take a pay cut? You traded up and drafted somebody number 3 while I was your quarterback. Screw you. and if you weren't sure where Jimmy, when the football games were on, he put it all on the line, played through multiple injuries. Again, tip of the cap, literally, figuratively, to Jimmy Garoppolo. But then the timing of the surgery is the definition of a middle finger to the 49ers. Basically sabotaged any chance they had of trading him. That's what he did. It was strategic by him and his agent. Props to him. Now, I'm not saying he wasn't hurt. I'm not saying he didn't need surgery. I'm saying, why would you wait for like 3 days before free agent tampering period to get surgery? Why? You had like 6 weeks. You could have gotten the surgery beforehand. But no, you waited till it affected them the most and you did it. So not that they're on bad terms, but it's a business. Jimmy's not getting restructured. He's not taking a pay cut. He's not getting released. Take those to the bank, baby. I'm telling you right now. I'm seeing some. Oh, here we go. Five Guys. We got some In-N-Out. McDonald's. Look at you, Doors fan. I see you, James Morrison. What's up, Sin? Smashburger. Big fan of Smashburger there, Grand Ace. And I met the owner of that. Really cool dude. Awesome story. I love that. Oh, Shot J, always pumping the business. Love it. Like and subscribe, you heathens. And again, let me say this for all the audio listeners, which is to be available in audio as well. We've been putting out a lot of content on YouTube. And I understand some people just listen on podcast platforms. Man, go check out YouTube, guys. We're putting out literally 3 to 4 times as much content there than we are audio. The longer shows like this, they're there, but head over there. Philip. Oh, what's up, Philip? Thanks for the gift. He says, injuries could change the market. Would Lynch trade then? Yeah, Lynch wants to trade him. There's no doubt about that. And if a starting quarterback goes down of a playoff caliber team, yeah, Jimmy G's going to be at the top of everybody's list. And again, let me bracket this conversation by saying never root for injuries. That's not helpful in any way, shape, or form. And you'll go down a very, very dark path thereafter. But they happen. It's a realistic thing that they do happen. And if a quarterback goes down of a playoff caliber team, Jimmy Garoppolo, go back to the Sam Bradford trade when Teddy Bridgewater got hurt for the Vikings, where they were able to get a first-round pick for him. That was not Sam Bradford's market value, but, the Vikings panicked, tried to save all their jobs. It didn't work. I guess it kind of worked for a little while. They kept jobs for a while. That's there as well. Yeah, so here we go. Granted, so the NFL Draft Day event is at Mandalay Bay. Yes, it's at a private club inside the Mandalay Bay called the S Bar. We rent it out exclusively. It's just us, and it's going to be awesome. I'm very, very excited. And so that's day one. Day two, it's going to be at Gordon Biersch Brewery. We rented the brewery, and we're going to have a great time there broadcasting, and it's going to be awesome. We're going to have the best draft coverage, period, for I don't know if you've seen the NFL packages for what they're selling. You're talking $4 to $5 grand for a seat to watch the draft, which they're going to make their business. I get it. And, I love going to the draft every year. This is going to be a private 49ers party with 49ers players. I don't think anybody else is doing this. So hopefully that answers your question. Head over to 49ersrushroadtrip.com. You can check it out there, see all the prices and what's available. And plus, your ticket for the first night, Thursday night, it's open bar, food included on Vegas. Are you kidding me? On the Strip? Oh, it's going to be awesome. I'm really, really excited about this. Let's see here. Make it amicable and cut him then. Silly business. Yeah, I don't see it, man. Kyle Shanahan has 2 losing seasons because a quarterback got hurt. This guarantees the 49ers will be in the playoffs next year, and I think that's the way he sees it. And if that costs $27 million against the cap, so be it. Trey Lance goes out there and balls, and you have an insurance policy. Is it expensive for an insurance policy? Hell yeah, it is. It is. It's super. But he doesn't see it as, man, I'm not letting him go. If I got to have him as an insurance policy for this year, talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, he signs somewhere else, we get a 3rd-round comp pick, fine, I'll take that. I'll take the insurance policy. I'll take the 3rd-round comp pick the following year. I'll take that over releasing him, looking bad. And what if Trey gets hurt and then it's Nate Sudfeld time? No way. I'm just telling you, not what I would do, okay? Tobin, don't get mad at me. I'm telling you, I've seen inside Kyle's brain. I've seen it. And I know exactly what it is he's talking about. Oh, what's up, Nathan? Red Robin. Yum. I do like Red Robin. Their hangover burger is solid. I love that. I love that. Is Baker a factor for Carolina? Yes. I think Baker's going to go to Seattle eventually. Again, they're waiting for him to get released. Again, he's got like $18 million, I think, is what he's due. And, if you're having a hard time taking Baker's 18, taking Jimmy's 25 is even more difficult. So we'll have to see there. I think personally the Browns will keep Baker because Deshaun's going to get suspended for a while. Baker starts, and then, you put him in there. I think that's probably what's going to happen. And they'll let him walk as well. I think both teams are kind of bearing down, trying to show whatever, they got. So anyway, that's what it is. Oh, let's see here. Oh, this is a new one. I'm going right here. This is our winner. Juancho Garcia, he says Burger Monger. I've never heard of this one, so I'm excited about this. I want to check this out. Hopefully there's something in Southern California. But congratulations, Juancho Garcia. You win today. I need you to email me, 49ersrushpodcast@gmail.com. We will get you a t-shirt in the mail. I love it. Yeah, is Gordon Biersch still alive? He is. I don't know if he is personally, but I do know I really like their Kolsch beer. So I know that's alive and well. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's a great question. So I've enjoyed this, and things to take away. One, it's bad. It's bad. 0 offers is bad. Like, that's just really, really bad. But the things that you have to understand: release, restructure, pay cut, not possible, not happening. Promise you. What will happen is patience to the draft. And again, you better freaking hope Carolina doesn't get a quarterback in the 1st round. That's the best case situation for the 49ers. Outside of that, you're going to have to wait for an opening to come up somewhere else. Somewhere else. It's the only way it can happen. Matt Flores, he said 3rd round comp pick in lieu of $25 million rollover, cutting off our nose to spite our face, malpractice. Matt, you're not wrong, but you got to add in there the insurance policy. Again, not saying that makes it right. Not saying that makes it right. That's what Kyle thinks. Protect my quarterback, guaranteed. Trey Lance misses, we still got Jimmy. We can sign him long term. Trey Lance gets hurt, we still got Jimmy. We still make the playoffs. And again, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan see this as we can still win the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, I think they believe that. They made it to 2 NFC championships and 1 Super Bowl in his 2 years where he's played the entire year. So They would rather that as a backup, but I'm with you. It is a misuse of funds. Grand Asen says, can't wait for the party. My wife's first time in Vegas. That's what's up. Tried to cover her. She's a Pats fan. Uh-oh. I've heard that story a lot from people coming out, and that's cool. My wife's going to be there too, which is awesome. Older Chapman's going to be there. My 18-year-old son. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of people coming out. So, and a lot of spouses coming out as well. I probably shouldn't say that, but some other famous people are going to be there that I'm not allowed to really put out there. But you'll see. It's a small venue. I wanted an intimate party. I didn't want this, gigantic whatever. So I'm pretty excited about kind of what that's going to be like. So anyway, that's where we're at. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Stay away from all the clickbait narratives that are out there. Do the best you can. That ain't going to help anybody with anything. But hopefully you enjoyed this. And until next time, stay strong, faithful.